Well, good evening, South Mississippi. It is Wednesday night, and we are looking at a really nice night across the area. Many of us with mostly clear skies, and some spots are also looking at temperatures in the 50s. Some spots, especially if you're a little bit further inland, will start to work their way back down into the 40s as we go into the overnight hours along the coast. Most of us staying in the 50s. And as of right now, it is 9:35, and some spots are still in the 60s. Gulfport at 62, Biloxi 62, Long Beach at 60s. Bay St. Louis is also at 62 at the moment. Now, as we go into the rest of the evening, we're going to see, and even the next couple of days, high pressure is still nearby. And as this continues to move a little bit further to the east, we're going to get more of those winds out of the south. That does mean that we get a little bit of that humidity to return back into the area, but overall, we're going to be seeing those rain chances staying pretty low over the next several days. Of course, overnight, like I said, most of us are going to stay in the 50s. Some spots might be able to get into the upper 40s, especially if you're a little bit further inland or if you're along the Pearl River or Pascagoula River. And let's talk about the auroras. Of course, yesterday, Tuesday night, many of us were able to see, and you can see some of our pictures I'm going through here that we received on the WLOX First Alert Weather app. Really, really nice pictures across the area. Very rare that these get all the way down here. Now, let's talk about how they form real quick. Of course, what causes these is your coronal mass ejection, or CME for short. They leave the sun and they will impact the Earth's magnetic sphere, where they will end up breaking up and moving up towards the poles. Now, there were 3 of these that occurred on Tuesday morning. They all arrived here on Earth over the past couple of days. Of course, the first one was Tuesday afternoon. The second one, Tuesday night. That's what caused the lights to come all the way down to South Mississippi. And then, of course, a third one impacted today. However, it's weaker. It didn't bring the lights as far south as some of the other ones. Of course, we got very lucky Tuesday night, but unfortunately, we just don't have enough energy with this third impact in order to bring the lights far enough south. They are still active, though, especially Great Lakes area have been seeing some pretty nice sights out there. But looking at the winds over the next several days, of course, like I talked about, that high pressure very close by overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. But then we go into tomorrow, and by tomorrow night, those winds back out of the south, high pressure moving away from us to our east. That'll give us just a little bit more humidity back into the area. And with that, we're going to see a very slow warming trend over the next couple of days. Most of us in about the 50s as we head into the next several mornings, eventually making our way back up into the 60s for our morning temperatures by the beginning of next week. In terms of our high temperatures, we'll be returning into the mid to upper 70s the next few days. By the middle of next week, some of us may be even up into the 80s, especially if you're a little bit further inland. By Sunday or Monday, some of us may be getting back in on some of those lower 80s. And the humidity, it's going to take a little bit of time for that to return, but as it does so, rain chances will slowly start to rise again. Some more of those, just more typical pop-up showers and storms, kind of like what we get over the summer, but maybe a little bit more organized, especially as we get towards the middle of next week. That's our next rain chance. Not a high one, but definitely a much higher percentage than what we have seen the past several days. Looking at the more long-term forecast, it looks like the warmth is here to stay, as we are likely to see warmer than average temperatures all the way through November 22nd, heading into the week of Thanksgiving. And things are going to stay nice and warm across the area, at least much warmer than average. Of course, I'll have full details of your forecast coming up here at the news at 10. And here's a quick look at that 7-day forecast across South Mississippi. We are looking really nice. Once again, a very slow warming trend over the next several days. Temperatures rebound into the 70s in the afternoon, 50s in the morning. By early next week, we could start to see those morning temps get back up into the 60s. Some spots you could be getting back up into the 80s for your afternoon temperature, especially as we head into early next week. And rain chances, well, they're staying very low across the area all the way through the middle of next week as well.